Hello, welcome to Aikido Virtual Dojo with another episode. And this time we'll be exploring the resistance, or actually better said the non-resistance in Aikido. And we will do it using a technique, a shihonage, but done in a specific way. Not a traditional katate dori or any other attack, but attack on one finger grab. And this is because when we use one finger, we cannot force the technique. Our finger is not as strong as the uke who is holding it, so we cannot use our strength to force the technique, and we need to go along the spirals and lines of non-resistance. So let's have a look how to do it.
So in Aikido, one of the basic principles is non-resistance. And sometimes we talk about going with the flow of the attacker, of the partner, or this is described in many different ways, going with the energy of the attack and so forth. You can see this maybe in certain lines and angles. So sometimes if we're faced with a head-on linear energy, it feels like a threat. It's coming right at us, from right against us. Or if it's trying to circle behind us and become very sneaky, that can also feel like a threat. It can try to circle around into a place where it feels like it's unknown, which becomes very threatening to us. So those types of angles sometimes feel literally like threats. In the technique that we'll explore later, we'll see how this changes. It's going to turn into maybe something else, more of a spiral. So if we take a look for a second, just kind of in a dynamic way here with my partner here with Marcin, we've got kind of two circles happening in this technique of shihonage. So we're going to be looking at the shihonage, and one circle would be, for example, coming this way. So when we take the arm and it comes out to the side of our partner, which is a very possible and a very good movement. There's also another circle happening here, which is bringing the hand back to the shoulder, and this is kind of a vertical circle. So when both of them happen at the same time, then actually it's coming out, but it's also coming back to him at the same time. So there's the horizontal and the vertical circle happening at the same time. And so it's creating kind of a spiral movement, which doesn't feel like a threat to his system. It's still within his limitations physically, and even sort of in his kind of psycho-emotional system. It doesn't feel like a threat to his system. It's still within his boundaries and capabilities. So we're working with the dynamics of our partner in order to achieve this.
If we look at the basic katate dori shihonage technique as an anchor point for our exploration, if I do it in the basic classic way, like we do in Aikido, I will change my position, grab the wrist, connect, and then from here I will do the shihonage technique. Now, the difficulty for this exploration here is that as I'm holding Durward's wrist, I can actually use my strength to force the technique. So if I meet resistance from Durward, I can have a tendency to force it here because I'm holding it, and using this holding point, using my hands, I can try to force. So the question for this exploration that we want to propose is actually how can we put ourselves into a situation of disadvantage where we cannot apply our force to overcome the resistance of the uke.
So let's see how this might look. We're going to do something here where we take away the advantage of the person who's doing the technique, or what we sometimes call as nage, so that we don't create a lot of resistance in our partner, but also we can't force through the resistance, which actually creates more resistance. Right? You try to force something, naturally it's going to resist. It's a kind of a universal type reaction that we have. So instead of doing a regular katate dori, a one-handed attack, we're going to change the attack to a one-finger attack. So I can't force it because I only have the strength of one finger. So with my partner, he's going to grab one finger, okay, ubidori, and obviously here already I can't force it if he's got a good grab, or else I'll break my finger. So I'm going to begin by moving my body here, and as I move into the technique of shihonage from here, again, I can't start to pull or force because it'll hurt my finger. It'll break the finger, if I force it too much. He's committed to his grab. So I need to work with the flow of his arm, and I'm going to lead or guide with my body through the flow of the arm. And not to go, again, beyond his limits, but to be able to work with his limits, using my body to turn and spiral back in. Okay, so that spiral action then actually brings it back into him, a large spiral here, bringing it back to my partner. Okay, and now afterwards, we can easily try and force it. So if I try and pull here, I'm going to hurt my finger. That's not going to work. So I want to come back into my partner, really just connect this right into the body of my partner here. Okay, otherwise it'll just be too much on my finger. And then I'm going to move the rest of my body. So as I connect into his body, I'm going to move from the base and connect into his base. There. And as that brings him down, then there's another spiral happening here as he comes down. He spirals out.
If you like our video, give us a thumb up and share it with your friends. You can also subscribe to receive notifications about new videos being published. More information is available in the channel description as well as through the links section.